Good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So already the circuit diagram is available from our previous lecture. So we will going on to continue with that switch part. Okay. So the selection criteria for the electronic switch, that is nothing but transistor. It is most important which transistor is to be get selected in this application that we already started from the previous lecture. Okay. So we taken the first example as a BJT, that is bipolar junction transistor. You are already familiar with its construction, working, and applications, right? So the output characteristic of that BJT is shown, and the importance of that DC load line that also last time I explained. Totally, there are three regions of operation as saturation region, active region, and cutoff region. Okay. So these three regions are divided according to the applications, such as saturation region. It is preferred as an on switch, then cutoff region as an off switch, and active region as an amplifier. Okay. So see, being an amplifier, I will just explain shortly. Being an amplifier, if that operating point is selected in the active region on the DC load line anywhere, and if we try to observe the output voltage, that is nothing but VCE of that transistor, it is sufficiently large. Is it? Maximum output voltage possible, that is VC max, is equals to VCC, that is applied DC voltage to that transistor, right? And being an amplifier, the output voltage it should be as large as possible. That means the voltage drop across the transistor, it should be as large as possible being an amplifier, right? But over here, the application of transistor is as a switch, right? So just imagine if we want to turn on this device that is nothing but a relay by using our electronic switch, that is BJT. If it is in on state or whenever it will get closed, we can say as a switch, then relay will get operate. But being a switch, how much should be the voltage drop? That is nothing but VCE across that transistor. It should be as large as possible or as small as possible.
Minimum as small as possible.
Yes, yes. Being a switch, the voltage drop across that switch, it should be minimum. Or it should be closer to 0 volts, right? And that is the purpose why I shown this output characteristic. So see, if you observe, if that transistor is operated in the saturation region, that means over here on that DC load line, the respective output voltage, that is nothing but VCE, it is very, very small. It is closer to 0 volts, correct? For a conventional transistor, it is considered that VCE equals to, approximately equals to 0.2 volts for NPN transistor. This thing you have to remember, right? Being on switch, the voltage drop across that switch, it is just 0.2 volts. Okay. Is it okay? And if
Yes.
the transistor is operated in the active region, then the voltage drop also will get increased. Correct? And see, whenever that transistor will get operated in the cutoff region, that means over here, how much will be the voltage across transistor? Transistor is in open state. How much will be the voltage across transistor? Whenever it will be closed, you already answer it will be minimum. Voltage across that transistor will be minimum. And looking towards this output characteristic, it shows the same, right now. That means when transistor will get closed, it will going to operate into the saturation region, and hence the voltage drop across it, it will be very, very small, as good as 0 volts, right? My question is, if the transistor is operated in the cutoff region, how much will be the voltage across it? No one? It is acting as an open switch. Any device Suppose any RL is there and the switch is open with respect to ground. Here VCC is applied. I'm asking about if the switch is open, how much will be the voltage across that switch?
VCC.
Yes, it will be equal to VCC. And that's why here on the x-axis that point is denoted as VC max equals to VCC. Is it? And when it is operated as a closed switch, if the transistor is operated as a closed switch, then voltage drop across it will be ideally 0. Practically, it should be as small as possible to minimize the power drop across that switch or to minimize the wastage of power. Is it clear? Significance of that DC load line, most important points. You will require all these points throughout your career. That's why I'm taking in detail. Okay. Now, about that relations of input and output current to operate that transistor in the desired region. If we want to operate that transistor in the cutoff region, that means as an open switch, then simply give the input current, base current as 0. That means whenever base current will be 0, that transistor will go on to act as open switch, right? And that relay will remain off. Now, my another question is, if that transistor, that IB equals to IC by beta, see, if I given the input current to this transistor, that is IB equals to IC by beta, what will be the region of operation of that transistor? First condition I taken, if IB equals to 0, IC will be 0, that transistor will operate into cutoff region, that means as an open switch. Second condition, if I applied that IB equals to IC by beta, where the transistor will operate?
Active. Active.
Yes, it will go on to operate in the active region. Very nice. Right? Now, what will be the status of that relay? If the transistor is operated in the active region, relay will get on or will remain off. Transistor is working partially closed switch. Am I right? Whenever it will go on to operate, whenever it will go on to operate in the active region, that means there will be non-zero IC. Right now, there will be non-zero IC. How much that IC will be? That IC will be equals to beta times of IB. That means there will be a flow of current to the transistor, which is equals to beta times of IB. That means there will be a flow of current to the coil of that relay. That means the relay will get operated, no issue. Right? It will get closed. But what will be the disadvantage?
High voltage drop.
Yes, there will be a high voltage drop unnecessarily across that transistor. Wastage of power by the transistor, by that switch, electronic switch, right? So to avoid it, we will go on to force that transistor being an on switch into the saturation region directly. And for that purpose, how much should be the base current? That base current, it should be greater than IC by beta. Okay? We'll take one simple example so that it will be very clear to you. See, suppose a particular transistor is selected having its beta factor. If that beta is equals to, we'll take it as 250. We'll consider a small signal transistor. Generally for small signal transistor, the amplification factor, that is beta, is large. Okay? And for power transistor, its current handling capacity is large, but its amplification factor is small. Okay? So see, if that beta is equals to 250 and we allowed that relay current as a 240 milliampere, here we'll consider that transistor is capable to handle that 240 milliampere, that is I continuous as a 240 milliampere, right? So how much should be the value of IB that we can easily calculate? Is it?
Yes, sir.
So just try it. How much should be the value of base current? By using the same equation, because we have to force that transistor into saturation region of operation right now. And for that region of operation, the IB, it should be greater than IC by beta. I consider here that beta is a 250, right? Therefore, that IB it should be greater than IC is nothing but coil current, because that relay is connected in series with the collector terminal of that transistor, and that's why whatever coil current will be there, the same current is nothing but collector current of that transistor, and therefore it should be 250 into 10 raised to minus 3 divided by 250. Beta is considered as 250. So 0 point something milliamperes, right? That IB it should be 240 milli divided by 250. Just let me know the answer.
-9.6 into 10 raised to minus 4.
Okay, so it is 0.96 milliamperes. Is it? So see, looking towards this calculated value, what we can conclude, whenever we will go on to apply the base current greater than 0.96 milli, the transistor will get forced into the saturation region. Am I right? And hence, in the design, what you have to do, therefore, select IB equals to, suppose, 1 milliampere. Right now, if the base current is allowed as a 1 milliampere, the transistor will get forced into the saturation region. That means it will be able to work as a perfectly closed switch. That means the drop across transistor, that will be minimum as a 0.2, approximately 0.2 volts, negligible drop, right? So what you will do, see, what is the source of, what will be the source of this IB, base current source? From where that base current we can apply, or we will go on to apply. Are we connected any dedicated DC source over there? See, by using microcontroller, we will be able to take the action. Are you agree? That controller will decide either that switch should get on or it should remain off. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so to that particular assigned pin of that microcontroller,
Yes, sir.
we will go on to connect the base terminal of this transistor, right? So here we will go on to connect the any output port pin to that transistor through somewhat current limiting resistor, like this. That current limiting resistor, we will go on to call it as the RB. Right now, this is our microcontroller, right? Is it okay? Got it?
Yes.
Okay. So see, whenever at the output
Yes,
pin of
sir.
microcontroller, logic high will get generated. That means how much it will be? Plus 5 volt DC voltage, right? The resistor, it should be selected in such a way that it should allow the current of 1 milliampere, right? So the question is it really possible by the controller to provide the current as a 1 milliampere? And for this purpose, you should be familiar what is the current sourcing capacity of our selected microcontroller. What is? See again, I will repeat. What is the source to drive this circuitry microcontroller?
Yes, sir.
Right? When microcontroller output will be logic high, then and then there will be non-zero IB. When microcontroller output will be logic 0, IB will be equals to 0, and hence the transistor will remain in the cutoff region. Right? We will going on to select the value of that RB in such a way that when controller output will be logic high, that means plus 5 volt DC, at RB, it will going on to allow the current as per our calculation that is equals to 1 milliampere, which is greater than that IC by beta factor. Okay, and that transistor will get directly forced into the saturation region, right? So the question is it possible by the microcontroller to allow the current at 1 milliampere? Can it source 1 milliampere current? Yes. In the previous lecture only, I already mentioned the sourcing capacity and current sinking capacity of our conventional microcontroller like 8051, 89351, phi 2, etc., the current sourcing and sinking capacity is almost 25 milliamperes. Right now, you already done so many practicals, microcontroller based your subject practicals. Right now, you interface that 7-segment display, you interface that LCD, then keyboard, etc., etc. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So you should be familiar with all these things, remember. Okay. So see, we will go on to consume the current from that microcontroller as a 1 milliampere to drive this circuitry. Right. And this 1 milliampere, it will be easily provided by the microcontroller because its sourcing capacity is almost 25 milliamperes. Right. It will not going on to operate in the loading condition. When that microcontroller will operate in loading, if the current sink from the microcontroller goes beyond its sourcing capacity, that means beyond the 25 milliamperes, then and then it will go on to operate in loading condition, then and then it will be harmful to our microcontroller. If the current consumed from that microcontroller is less than or equals to its maximum sourcing capacity, then no issue. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we have to decide the value of this RB. So how we can? We have to apply the KVL. Simply by considering the controller output is logic high, that means there will be a plus 5 volt. So plus 5 volt as a source voltage equals to IB into RB plus VBE SAT. See how to note down that equation. Is it visible properly, Blackboard?
Yes, sir.
Blackboard is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So see, I will consider the output of that microcontroller as plus 5 volt. So 5 volt equals to KVL says what? The total voltage source equals to total drop in that loop. So phi equals to, I will simply write it as IB into RB plus VBE saturation, because that transistor is working into saturation region right now. That's why I taken base to emitter voltage of the transistor as saturation voltage, and at your end note down this is always 0.8. It is to be taken as a 0.8 volts. When transistor operates in the saturation region, the voltage drop across forward bias PN junction, that is base to emitter junction, it will be 0.8 volt. When it operates in the active region, then that voltage drop is taken as 0.7 volts. Okay. When transistor is operating in the active region or as an amplifier, then base to emitter forward bias PN junction drop, it is 0.7, and when it operates in the saturation region, then it is to be taken as 0.8 volts. Okay. So 5 volt equals to IB, how much we consider? 1 milliampere. So 1 milli into RB, and that is equals to 5. You can easily calculate 4.2 divided by 1 milli. Therefore, RB equals to 4.2 kilo ohm. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So see, again, the problem is with such type of standardly available resistor. Okay. As well as about its tolerance. Right. As the calculated value is 0.96 milli IC by beta, it is just 0.96 milli. We consider very close value of that IB should be greater than 0.96 now. So we consider very close value, that is 1 milli. So if that tolerance is positive with the selected resistor, right? Shall I take the example so that it will be clear to you? What will be the effect of that tolerance? Shall I take it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Suppose 4.2 kilo ohm resistor, what will be its color code? For 4.2, color code will be No one? Sequence of that color code is what? Black, brown, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, gray, and white. And start from 0. So it will be yellow,
Yellow, red,
red,
red.
again red,
Yes.
yellow, red, red, yellow, red, red.
Yellow.
Okay. And during our prerequisite, already I taught all these things. What is the importance of that tolerance? Okay. So see, such type of register if you purchase from the market, which is of 4.2K, right? And if the tolerance of this register is plus 10%, what I consider the tolerance of this register, actually it will be in between, or the range is what? Suppose plus minus 10%. Okay. Means which type of tolerance ring will be there? Golden or silver ring?
Golden. Golden.
Golden or silver?
Plus minus 10% till na, sir.
Plus minus 10%. I have to consider. Plus minus 10%. It will be silver. It will not be golden ring. For golden, it is 5%. Okay? So remember. So that register is like this: yellow, red, red, and the tolerance ring is silver. Right? If the tolerance is 10% plus 10%, means how much will be the actual value of that register? Calculate it. Instead of 4.2, it will be somewhat more than 4.2 K, because we are considering that tolerance is suppose plus 10%. Purposely I taken it as plus 10%.
4.62K.
4.6,
Approximately 62K.
okay, 4.62K, right now. Now, if we place that register directly in our circuit, can we say surely that transistor will go on to operate in the saturation region? We can't say surely, because see, by color coding it looks like a 4.2K, no issue. But due to the tolerance of plus 10%, its actual measured value, if it is 4.62, and without measuring, if we put it directly over there, see what will going on to happen. Just apply again the same KVL and calculate the value of IB now instead of RB. RB is already connected and its actual value is 4.62. So it will be 5 volts equals to IB into RB is 4.62K plus 0.8. That is VP sat. Therefore, IB will be calculate the value of IB for this equation. How much it is? So simple. 4.2 divided by 4.62K.
0.9 milli.
0.9 milli.
0.9 milliampere, right?
Yes.
And
Yes, sir.
and to force this transistor into the saturation region, how much was the current requirement, base current requirement? It should be greater than 0.96 milli. Got it?
Yes, sir.
IB
Yes, sir.
should be greater
Yes,
than IC by beta. That is the requirement to force the transistor in the saturation region. By taking the same example, if this 4.62K gets connected over here, IB will be equals to 0.9 milliampere, and that is less than IC by beta. Okay? Or we can say approximately equals to IC by beta. So where the transistor will work? It will going on to work over here, somewhat over here. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the region of operation of that transistor will be active region. Got it? Relay will operate, no issue. But disadvantage will be the drop across transistor, it will be greater than 0.2 volts. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what you will do now? Instead of selecting the exact value as per the calculation, okay, see, suppose here if I return, therefore, select RB equals to 3.7K as a standard available register. What I mentioned, therefore, select RB equals to 3.7 kilo ohm as a standard available resistor in the market. Even if with plus 10%, plus minus 10% tolerance. Will it be okay over here or will it be harmful? What do you think? Are you getting confused?
So what is the value of new register?
3.7K. See, our calculated is 4.2K
So
now.
it will work.
Yes.
Yes, sir, it will work.
Our calculated value is 4.2K, right? If, remember, if the register, selected value of register is greater than calculated value, then the IB will get reduced. And our intention is what? That IB should be greater, right? So this 4.2K, we just determine it to know the range of that selected register, what it should be. So the selected register, it should be less than that of calculated value. And that's why I selected 3.7K as a standard available register in the market. Okay? But again, you have to check, will it be harmful to our transistor or not? Harmful means what? Say, by taking 3.7K over here, right? And initially consider that tolerance is 0. No tolerance is there, that resistor is exactly 3.7K. How much will be the current, base current? Fastly, find out it. I have to take 3 conditions for this selected 3.7K, and then later on I will remark, will it be harmful or not?
So 1.1 milli.
Okay. So if it is exactly 3.7K without tolerance, then it will be 1.1 milliampere. Okay. This is our first condition. Second condition, second and worst condition will take if that resistor tolerance is minus 10%. Okay. Resistor tolerance is minus 10%. Calculate the value of actual resistor. It will not be 3.7K, it will be less than 3.7K, because tolerance we are considering as a lowest one, that is minus 10%. Okay. Again, calculate the value of IB, how much it will be. So first of all, determine the value of actually connected resistor by taking minus 10% tolerance.
1.8 milli.
Okay. Second condition, it will be 1.8 milliampere. No issue. And third, last condition, take the tolerance has the maximum, that is plus 10%, and calculate the value of IB again directly.
It's exactly 1 milli.
Okay, it is exactly 1 milliampere. Now, looking towards this, your calculated value, can you remark, yes, the selected resistor will be useful over here, with its even if or no need to worry about its tolerance also. Yes. Okay. The question may
Yes,
be
sir.
about your this middle value, 1.8 milli. Now remember, in the data sheet that IB max is also provided by the manufacturer, right? VBE max, that means how much maximum base to emitter voltage you can apply across that transistor, as well as how much base current that transistor can sustain, right? And how much maximum output current, that is collector current, we can draw through that transistor. So all these things are mentioned in the data sheet. So no need to worry about it, right? So for the selected transistor, as already I told during the start of our today's session, its collector current handling capacity is 240 milliampere. We consider that transistor right now. So for the same transistor by the manufacturer, if that IB max is given as a 10 milliampere, maximum base to emitter current we can pass through that transistor, if it is mentioned in the data sheet as a 10 milliamperes, now you will be very confident about the selection of this 3.7K. Yes or no? Because by taking the worst condition of the tolerance of the selected resistor of 3.7K, the maximum current will be 1.8 milli, right? If the tolerance is 0%, that means if the value is exactly 3.7K, then the current will be 1.1 milli. And if the tolerance is plus 10%, then the current will be 1 milli, right now. And as per our requirement, what is the conclusion? That IB should be greater than 0.96 milli. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Looking towards all these three conditions, whatever may be the tolerance of that resistor, we know the current through that transistor, it will be from 1 milliampere to 1.8 milliampere. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here you can say we will go for this 3.7 kilo ohm as a standardly available resistor. And this is the selection criteria for the transistor, that is switch, as well as how to drive it as per the desired region, that is either in the saturation or active or cutoff. So I think you might have understood it properly. Is it okay? Or
Yes, sir.
if still you have any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, we will go ahead. Now, one more point that is remaining. Generally, we preferred one freewheeling diode across the coil of that inductor. It is somewhat connected like this. Is it visible properly? One diode I connected across the coil. This is known as FFD, that is freewheeling diode. Okay. It is a freewheeling diode which is connected across the coil of that relay. Can anyone give the reason of this coil, why it is connected?
So that the excess current may pass through the diode and the circuit should not get damaged.
I am not getting your audio properly, better. It is known as a freewheeling diode.
Pass through the
It's okay. It's okay.
electric current will pass.
It's okay. You are trying your best, but I am not getting your audio. I will explain it. It's okay. It's okay. Am I audible?
Sir, she is
at
saying
your end
that
properly?
excess current will pass through the diode.
Excess current will pass through the diode. No. Okay. See, what is the purpose of that diode? I will explain. Whenever the transistor is in on state, that means the logic high will get generated by our microcontroller. Transistor will get forced into the saturation region and current will start to flow through it. Is it? It will act as a closed switch. So during the on state of transistor, this coil, it will get energized with the polarity like this due to the direction of flow of current through it. Positive towards the top end and negative towards the lower terminal. Okay? That coil will get energized with the shown polarity. And you might be well familiar with the property of inductor. When current passing through the inductor becomes zero, immediately the stored energy polarity it gets reversed. Remember this one. What is the property of inductor? When current flowing through the inductor gets stopped, or whenever current is flowing through the inductor, it stores the energy, first of all, with the polarity as per the direction of flow of current, like this, right? When current flowing through the inductor gets stopped, the energy stored by that inductor, its polarity, it gets reversed. Is it okay? So whenever our microcontroller will be going to switch off this transistor, a large energy stored by this inductor will have the polarity like this. I will show it by circle purposely. Huh? Are you agree with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So see, a large energy stored by this coil, that is nothing but coil of that relay or inductor, it will going on to change its polarity. Okay. If this diode is not there, so what will happen? The base terminal of transistor is at zero potential, which is P region or P semiconductor. It is the NPN transistor. Base will be at zero, right? While its collector terminal, which is N type, is at very high positive potential. That is nothing but energy stored by the inductor and the change in polarity of that stored energy. Okay. Base will be at zero potential, which is P type. N, that is collector terminal, will be at very high positive potential, that is the energy stored by inductor. So the PN junction formed between base and collector, we can say it will be very highly reverse biased. Got it? No? Shall I explain again? Important concept. Shall I explain it again, or is it okay? Just say something, yes or no, so that. I'm not getting any audio from anyone. Okay, I will explain it fastly. See, whenever the transistor is in on state, controller decided to turn on the transistor, relay will get on, current will start to flow like this through the transistor. That's why relay will get operate, right? As per the property of inductor, when current flows through it, it stores the energy. So the polarity of that stored energy, that will be like this, as shown over here. Positive towards the plus VCC side and negative towards the collector terminal. Okay. When controller decided to turn off this transistor, that means to turn off the relay, current flowing through the relay, it will become zero. By the property of inductor, when current flowing through it becomes zero, the energy stored polarity, it gets immediately reversed. That means the polarity will be like this, positive towards the collector terminal and negative towards the VCC. Okay. You will observe the base terminal of transistor will be at zero potential. That's why transistor gets turned off. That base terminal is P type. It is a NPN transistor. Base is P type. while collector is N type, right now. So that P region will be at zero potential and N region will be at very high positive potential. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So due to this condition, we can say base to collector junction of this transistor, it will be highly reverse bias. Base to collector junction of this transistor will be highly reverse bias, and that highly reverse bias or that high reverse voltage, that is nothing but energy stored by this inductor, can damage that junction as it is highly reverse bias. So it will be harmful to the transistor. Okay, and that's why there is a need of this freewheeling diode. Okay, now see how it will be going to protect the transistor. First of all, we'll see during the on state how it will go on to behave. During the on state of this transistor, the diode will remain off. Why it will remain off? Because its cathode terminal, it is at plus VCC, right? While its anode is at negative potential, that is the energy stored by inductor, because the transistor is currently in on state, right now. That's why we can say when current is flowing through the coil, through the transistor, diode remains in reverse bias. Okay. But when transistor will get turned off, the polarity, stored energy polarity will get reversed. You will observe, as already I told, the energy stored by that coil is very high, very large energy it stores. So the positive, very high positive potential will be applied to the anode terminal of that diode, and its negative will be at plus VCC. Okay. But as the energy stored is very high, that means this positive potential will be greater than this plus VCC, and hence we can say that diode will be in forward bias condition. Even if it looks like a reverse bias, but it will not go on to remain as a reverse bias. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
due
sir.
to that, what happens that the stored energy or the current starts to flow through this diode within that loop only, like this. And that highly stored energy, it will get dissipated within that loop through the diode and that coil, because that coil will have somewhat resistance. This diode also will have somewhat forward resistance, and when current flows through that somewhat resistive part by the diode as well as inductor, there will be dropout. And after some time, that stored energy gets automatically dissipated within that loop because of the resistance offered by that inductor, that coil, as well as the forward resistance of that diode. Okay, and as that energy gets dissipated over here, that means after some time, the collector potential, it will become automatically almost 0 volts. Is it clear? And in this way, we can say that transistor, it gets protected from what? Highly stored energy by the coil. Okay, as that energy gets freewheeled within that loop, that's why this diode is known as a freewheeling diode. This is not a type of diode. Because of its application, it is titled as a freewheeling diode. And that energy, stored energy by the inductor, it gets freewheeled within that loop. That's why it is known as freewheeling diode. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So remember all these things properly. During the next lecture, we'll go for another type of transistor, and then we'll go on to compare. Another type means we'll go for FET family, MOSFET. Okay, and once we will complete the same application by using MOSFET, later on we'll go on to decide there should be the first priority should be to the BJT or MOSFET. Is it clear? And then we will finalize which switch we should prefer in this application. Which transistor should get preferred as an electronic switch, that is either BJT or MOSFET. Okay.